Welcome back to one of my favorite sports podcasts, Frizz and the Grizz, with your host Trudeau and my guy, Frizzy Frizz.
Hello and welcome back to Frizz and the Grizz. Thank you for joining us live Tuesday, August 6th, or next day on podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, look your boys up, press that rate button, press that subscribe button, review that shit. Good show for you today. We've been off for an additional week. We're back after a 2-week hiatus. It's kind of been the summer trend because sports are slow, except for my favorite time of the year, bi-yearly tradition, the Olympics, baby. I'm big on the Olympics. We're going to talk some Olympics today. We have a twist on the Olympics for you guys. Give you a little sneak preview. It's called the Average Joe Olympics. We will debut that for you today on the show. And also, D's been firing texts at me about NFL training camps. We got some NFL updates for you. But first, the one and only D Frizz.
And we got the round of applause. Look at that. Happy fucking Tuesday, big dog. How's everything going with you?
I am exhausted. It's been a weekend, my friend.
It ain't just been a weekend. It's been a week and it's only Tuesday. Everything is good over here. I know you said 2-week hiatus. Didn't feel like it was 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks since last time we met on this podcast.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I forgot. I went to a concert too in that time frame. Yeah, we went to a concert a couple weeks last week. What was it?
Blink 182, man.
Blink 182? Yeah, them boys. Good band. Good band.
Boys.
That's fun. Fun. There's a couple of people that I didn't know, obviously that opened for them. But they have a large catalog, a lot of songs that I had no idea what they were doing. But when they played all those small things, we got up and we would go crazy, place was jumping. But then like when they would play something that they just released, everybody was like,
okay.
Yo, that dude Travis Barker, by the way, is fucking nasty on the drums.
Oh, really? You've never heard of Travis Barker before?
I know who he is, but I'm saying you don't appreciate it until you actually see it.
Because we saw them like 2 years ago now, or a year ago. They pulled up the stage for him.
Levitating,
Levitating, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was weird. You spurred that on me last minute on Tuesday. I'm ready to record. I'm all psyched up on the Olympic stuff, and you're like, I got a concert, gotta go.
I forgot.
It's the thing where it's like you won tickets or something, like you didn't have it planned. Like, are you a big Blink 182 guy?
No, the missus is though, and I think she had seen them a while ago, obviously, and then this is probably the last time but judging by the way that they were, they ended the show, probably the last time that they're gonna go on tour together. Just the way that it looked, but she enjoyed them. I was like, yeah, I'll tag along, but I just forgot like 100%. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to a concert. Can't film tonight, bro. We're gonna be jumping off to Raleigh.
It was pretty cool, and I wish more festivals did. Actually, this past weekend, I was really hooked on. You know what Lollapalooza is? Lollapalooza.
I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Big music festival in Chicago.
Okay.
They did like a live stream of like a lot of their sets, probably half their sets, and I just like sat around all weekend watching festival music because obviously with the little one you can't really do that much anymore.
Right.
It was pretty cool though. It was a weekend entertainment for me.
Nice.
A little one. I had to throw a birthday party for 3-year-old, and it was, dude, we had 40 people, including 15 children, running around in a small backyard. It was chaos. 8 hours of setup, 6 hours of breakdown. That's why your boy, like, you're like texting me stuff. I'm not responding. I'm like, I'm not dead. Sorry, I'm just dead physically.
What was the theme?
So speaking of music festivals, so my daughter's name is Cordelia, Cordy for short. And we've made like a music festival theme. So we have Coachella.
Hey,
we have like a big speaker, laser lights, bubble machines. And this year we had, we just bumped Into the Unknown, bumped some.
Oh my God. Were they bellowing that? Cause I know I would have been on the mic with them.
The kids there are raving out to some Disney hits, but we actually got a live animal show too. Yeah. It was reptiles.
But not Reptar, just reptiles.
Yeah, just reptiles. So the kids could like touch snakes and turtles and lizards and stuff. So they would that.
Good for you.
Yeah.
A lot going on in the last couple of weeks for both of us.
Yeah. Speaking of a lot going on, D, I've been all about these Olympics. I've been waiting 2 whole weeks to talk Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get right into it. D, first of all, for you, my friend, I think I know the answer. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Summer all day, baby. Summer Olympics. I enjoy all Olympics, but Summer Olympics, the track and field, not so much a swimming guy. Big track and field. Love to watch the runners. Love to watch the field events. We're gonna go all over the place with the Olympics.
Fair enough.
What is the first thing that interests you with these Olympics so far? Any story, whatever you want to go.
I mean, you can go different directions. I love the fact that Simone Biles has continued to rack up her medals. Katie Ledecky did the same thing, from what I heard. Men's basketball still undefeated. Obviously, a couple of scares. So we can go any direction that you want to go. I'll do my best to stay on top of like the topic. But I know that you're more of the expert when it comes to these.
All right, where to start? The swimming has been really good.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. women's team is fantastic. I was surprised. So they have a new thing that I haven't realized. They have a mixed medley. It's one of my favorite things now. Okay. So the medley is basically there's 4 strokes in swimming. There's the breaststroke, butterfly, freestyle, and backstroke. And you have to you go down and back, and basically there's 4 people. They do each one does a stroke. Mm-hmm. But mixed medley, 2 men, 2 women. So you have like inter sex, whatever, co-ed, and it was US one. I don't know how to as a co-ed intersex. Yeah, co-ed's a
intersex is hilarious. The fact that how do you let me know what the actual phrase is?
I mean,
you said intersex. That's hilarious. But go ahead.
I think that's fairly new. That was a dope.
It sounds it.
One of the things that I really enjoy about the Olympics, and I think it's insane just to think about this from an athletic point of view. You train for football, and we're just talking like D3 football, high school football. These people train to be the best in the world, and almost all of these people have a full-time job on top of this. Like when you watch the primetime version, I like the live version because you don't get any of the bullshit. It's just like straight Olympics. But the primetime version, they give you backstories to everyone. All these people, man, it's like I worked 40 hours a week, then go to the pool for 4 hours a day after that, and go home and go to bed. It's just insane. It blows my mind what these people do.
Commitment. It's 100% full commitment to it. Just because I don't want to go too much over it, but you said it and it made me think about it. The whole thing with Noah Lyles talk about champions of the world. You just said it made me think about it. We won't have to go deep onto that one because I got something to say about that if we go over the track field.
We can jump there. Did you see his finish the other day?
Yes. Yeah. Great win. Although I didn't know that it's a specific body part that crosses the finish line.
Chest.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So I'm again very novice when it comes to Olympics sports or even track and field. I didn't run it, right? I didn't do it.
So for those who are uninitiated, Noah Lyles is a sprinter. He does like the 100, 200. 200 is probably his better event. Mm-hmm. Won the 100-meter sprint, which is about, 100 meters is about 107 yards. I had to do the conversion. So like a football field and a little bit extra. He won it by 0.0005 seconds. It was a photo finish. And I think the insane thing about that race is, number one, the how close it was. Mm-hmm. Noah Lyles, I love this man. I know you're going to talk about his comments about champion of the world, the NBA. This man is swag. Everyone's coming out, like you getting pumped up. They're introducing the athletes as they come out of the tunnel. Everyone's just like waving to the crowd, whatever. This motherfucker, Noah Lyles, sprints his ass out of the tunnel and is jumping up like he just won the Super Bowl. And I'm like, oh, you better fucking win this race after all this hype. And goddamn, he didn't. And not only did he win, but he was trailing coming down the stretch and turned into another gear. It was super impressive.
So 2 takeaways for this one. First is there's great, obviously win. It's awesome for him to get medal or gold medals for the U.S. So I'm not hating on that by any means. But there's an older video, first point, and then I'll talk about another point. Older video of a guy that does the same thing. Like they're showing the camera of everybody that's lining up in the blocks, and it's the hurdles. He's a hurdler, and first guy goes there is for my country. Second guy goes, then there it's him. He's the last guy to have the camera on him. And he's he does one of these.
Hell yeah.
All this, right? And then was oh shit, when you do all that, then you better fucking win. He lines up in the block. gun goes off, he trips over the first fucking hurdle. Like,
Oh,
absolutely hilarious. You gotta go find the video because it's absolutely hilarious. So that's one thing when it comes to track and field that they go. The second is a video that I actually just saw recently, and it's from Seinfeld, the comedian, right?
Yeah.
And he put it in perspective, and I was like, that's so fucking true. And he's like, the Olympics are great, but for the people that race, it's got to be miserable because of stuff like this. And he goes, fastest in the world? The guy that nobody knows. Gold medal, silver medal, bronze. Gold medal, never heard of this guy before. And it's like just the fucking split difference.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like you could be here and you're the fastest fucking dude in the world, or you could be here and nobody will ever fucking know who you are. Yeah. It's so crazy that like that's how close these sports are, because in that race that I saw with Lyles, I didn't know you said chest. I had no idea about that, but I would look, I'm like, home dude's foot is across the line. But like, no, it's gotta be your chest. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, and the craziest thing about that race with Noah Lyles, and for some reason you're frozen in the funniest position. Like,
oh my goodness. Yeah, it's me this time.
But the funniest thing about that, well, not the coolest thing about that race that Noah Lyles won, is if you take the summation of their times, like everyone's time that ran that, it was the fastest 200 or 100-yard sprint of all time. Like even the dude who came in last place ran like a 9.88 100-meter sprint. So like he ran more than 100 yards in like 9.8 seconds and change. Like it was wild. And I think another funny thing was they were like, Noah Lyles, the first American to win the 100-meter sprint in since like 2014. It's been, or like 2004. It's been 4 Olympics, and I'm like, that doesn't seem that long. I'm like, what happened there? I'm like, oh, Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt.
Yes,
I missed that, dude.
If I remember correct, I could be off, but was it Michael Johnson? The last time that, because I remember he being really, really fast when I was younger.
It was probably him. It was like back when we were probably in middle school or high school.
I just remember that name off the top of the dome.
Yeah, so that was super exciting. That just happened the other day. You were just talking about the hurdles, man. Just the thought of the hurdles, just really quick. I'm getting sidetracked. But the idea that like these people are running super fast around the track, and they were like, you know what? That's not
obstacles.
That's not enough. Let's just jump over shit as we run super fast around the track.
Again, going off on a tangent, but I lasted track and field a week. Like I'm like, I can't deal with this. Like I know, and that's probably no regrets, obviously, but like one thing that I wish I could do over was to go back and actually do track and field. Like I fucked that one up. But there's a the whole hurdle and whatnot. What sport or what track, event is it where there's just a pond in the middle of the track? Like they jump up on something and they land in water. Like what? That like I don't follow that. My brain goes crazy when I'm like, just like you're saying, it's not just hard enough that you're sprinting against 5 other people competing for this first race, for first place.
Steeplechase is called.
What is it called?
Steeplechasers.
Sure. Like, let's put hurdles in front of you, jump over them motherfuckers, and then when you're done, jump into this big ass puddle and get everything all wet. Now you're running with some sweaty ass socks, some wet ass socks, and your shoes are damp. And I need you to sprint for the first place. Like that is incredible to me.
Yeah, that I feel like they're just making shit up at this point for the Olympics. And now we're going off on a tangent. But did you also know they have speed walking in the Olympics?
Yes, they have speed walking. They put in flag football. There's so much random stuff in the Olympics now, and I'm all for it because, like you kind of hinted and foreshadowed what we're gonna go over in a little bit too.
Well, one of my favorite random things that I've really fallen in love with. It's usually played late night around 10 o'clock. So like I'm winding down for bed. I can't sleep. I've had a tough time sleeping, so I'm like, I'll throw on some Olympics, dude. If you have not watched Olympic table tennis, do yourself a service and watch that stuff next year. It is so intense. These people are insane. Like I don't think the way they serve, they legitimately hunch over and throw it behind their head to trick the opponent and just be like, oh.
Yeah.
And man, they are whipping that ping pong ball, and every point just seems so intense. I put it on. I shit you not. I'm like, I'll watch 5 minutes of it, right? It was 50 minutes later. I watched the whole bronze medal match.
Did you put money on it?
I should have. I was so into it. There was this guy who was from Sweden who looked like Luca if he wasn't fat, and he won. Good for him.
Good for him.
Skinny Luca.
Sweden is up.
Did you mention Snoop at the beginning of the episode? Did someone mention Snoop?
No, but the fact that not only Snoop, but apparently Flavor Flav is a big fan of the Olympics, and he's got like the Olympic clocks all over him. But they are giving Snoop some airtime right now. The memes that have come out of him just like not paying attention, but paying attention to what's going on out there, absolutely hilarious. Love the fact that Snoop's out in Paris.
Yeah, I think he's big on NBC now because he's on The Voice, I guess, as a judge.
Oh, I didn't put two and two together for that.
So they're doing the Olympics, so they have Snoop everywhere. It's fun. I'm digging it. He was actually one of the people who carried the torch, the last couple legs into the stadium to light the torch.
Nice.
Did you watch any of the opening ceremony, by the way?
No, but did LeBron carry it for the US?
He did, but dude, the opening ceremony, in my opinion, now people wanted to like politicize the opening ceremony because they didn't like certain things, and I didn't care about that. I am a big fan of the traditional walk, like everyone's walking into the stadium, because it's slower. And basically, what I like to do is, first of all, judge the shit out of the outfits. That's one of my favorite pastimes, is to be like, you look stupid as fuck.
Yep.
Your outfit's pretty cool. And also, like, they usually tell you some facts about the country. This country has 10 people and there's one Olympic athlete. But they were all on boats this year. So they all got on boats. And each country didn't have their own boat. And they were with other countries, and they basically
together. Oh, that's
on boats, like these giant tour boats, and like sent them down the Seine River and through France, the middle of France. They did actually have some teams on their own boat, but they were on like, I shit you not, like some of the countries with 10 people were on dinghies, just floating down the river on a dinghy. It was different though.
Very curious to see, or looking forward to seeing how everything's going to go in LA in 2028. Like,
it's gonna be wild.
For America to put on a show, I feel like it's going to be like a huge presentation for legit everything that they have to do.
Yeah, they're gonna do it big. I mean, it's America. They'll probably do some crazy stuff. I feel like you got to have like a really happening opening ceremony to kick it off right. In coming off of this year, was more artistic. It was very French. I'll just say it like that. It was very French. I'm sure they'll have all sorts of stops out for LA stars and all that nonsense.
Yep.
I actually, one of my personal, I don't know if you have like a bucket list of sports things you want to do before you die. One of mine is to attend an Olympics, not necessarily the opening ceremony, but just go to an Olympic Games and see some random fucking sport. I don't know. I'll just show up to whatever and just watch it. I just want to be part of that. I was kind of eyeing maybe 2026. It's in Milan, Italy. That sounds dope.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to go to, if there's a bucket list for an Olympic. I think it would be more of the World Cup.
I think I'd bucket list too.
I think I'd rather see a World Cup final or like a semifinal game. I think that would be bananas.
Well, I don't know about you, but they have a couple games coming to Gillette, and I think I might have to try to get it.
That's just a football game, though. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about like
the World Cup is coming to Gillette,
right? But I'm saying it's at Gillette.
Oh, so you're saying
I wanted, yeah, like this is Brazil, like it's like something involved with like the whole like soccer is played in the United States, football is played in Brazil, right? That's where I'm saying Portugal. One of those countries that actually like, I don't want to say like live and die for, but they live and die for the game of football. I'd rather be there for one of those types of games. Not to say that like you can't go to a World Cup game at SoFi, 100,000 people, or Gillette 50,000, but I just feel like it'd be different if you're in a country that actually like cares for soccer.
I get that. I mean, I get that. The atmosphere would still be great outside of Gillette or wherever. They're all over. The games
are all over. Those vuvuzelas, or are they back?
I do not know about that. You should check it out. They might have some in is it a Bank of America stadium down in North Carolina?
Yep.
Hey, it could be cool. I want to see. I want to go watch a random team like North Macedonia get smashed by Spain or something like that. I'm here for that.
That'd be
I'm
bad.
looking for that. I don't know how we got to the. Oh, do you have any other sports bucket list things? Because I had World Cup, want to attend the NBA Finals game
Yep.
and an Olympics. Super Bowl would be cool, but like Super Bowl is like insane. Like we're
Yeah.
talking $4,000 a ticket to go see a game and sit up in the bleachers.
Just to be there, and I enjoy. I don't really care for seeing football live anyway. I'd
Yeah.
rather watch it on TV. Just you get to see much more. Maybe yeah, I'd say a game 7 of a final. No, it doesn't even have to be a finals like NBA. Just game 7 of an event, whether it's MLB and NBA or hockey. So
Okay.
I feel like those 3 in the playoffs for a game 7. That's a crazy atmosphere for whoever's team you're rooting for. It probably would be even better if you have no dog in the race. You're just like you're hoping for a good game.
One other Olympic thing that I thought was funny: the guy who didn't medal, but in my opinion, won a bigger prize than the gold medal. I have to look up his name. Did you see the vaulter from France? The story with that.
No,
So this dude did. You know what the pole vault is, right?
that's the running,
With the stick.
then jump over the little bar. Yeah.
I'll get his name afterwards, but my man did the pole vault, and he cleared it. But as he went over,
Don't tell me the pole.
a certain part of his body knocked it off.
Oh,
My man schlong at the Olympics as he was going over.
that's hilarious.
I'm just saying. All right, you might not have won gold or a medal in the Olympics.
He won in the long run. I'll tell you that.
But you are now a legend, my friend. I didn't know. I have to look up his name because I don't know his name. But he's gonna go back to France, and if that man is single, he's gonna be doing all right. That's all I'm gonna say.
He'll never buy a drink or pay for a meal as long as he lives in that country because of stuff like that. That's hilarious.
Oh man, actually, I just saw. I typed in pole vaulter dick, and the first thing that pops up is a porn site offered him $250,000 to get the video.
They've been rocking that cash, baby boy. Get your bread.
That's the NIL
That
money.
as much as you can. Facts, yeah. The NIL money for hitting your piece on the pole vaulting bar.
Oh my god, he was French. I know that. I'm trying to get his damn name, but I don't know. I don't have enough time to figure it out. The only other couple things. Did you see all the issues with the swimming, the triathlon events going on? So basically, you're familiar with Boston. I mean, you were from the Boston area. Maybe some people on this stream are familiar with the Boston area, but there's always a joke. You never want to even touch the water in the Charles because it's disgusting. Like, it's like it's the city river water. It's full of dead bodies and
I was just about to say dead people. Yeah.
It's gross. So they had the bright idea of doing the triathlon, which is, the running. You run, I don't know, however ridiculous amount of miles, you swim a bunch of miles, and you bike. It's insane triathlon. They had to postpone the triathlon at first because the water was not safe. It was not cleared for swimming, even though they've already cleaned it once. And eventually 2 days later, like, we need to run this event. Let's get in the water. Dude, half of it's an exaggeration, but like a good chunk of the field ended up by getting sick. And there's videos of people getting done with it and just vomiting everywhere.
Oh, that's awful.
The water was just filled with doo-doo. It was E. coli and stuff in it.
That's miserable. Terrible that we had to go over that.
Anthony Amarati, sir. That's the dude with the big pee-pee.
Sorry you didn't medal, but I think you're winning in other areas.
I love how people probably joined after that conversation about the French pole vault. Why is Frizz or Grizz talking about a guy with the big pee-pee? French pole vaulter did not make it over the vault because he was packing heat.
That's hilarious.
Oh man. Anything else Olympics that before we get into our average Joe Olympics that
I mean, I don't know. I think we could save it for another story or another day when the Olympics are over, but like it'd be cool to kind of see what you would compare to as the best men's basketball team. This is a great culmination of talent that the team has, but like, are they better than the Redeem team or are they better than the Dream team? I think this would be a good comparison because there's a lot of people that are past their prime, but they're still legends playing, and it's very similar to the Dream team where they were past their prime and they had Jordan obviously carrying them. This isn't even a LeBron Jordan thing either.
Bring us into LeBron Jordan.
No, this isn't even that. It's just LeBron's part of the past the prime. Like he would be the Larry Bird and the Magic Johnson, and Anthony Edwards would be the Michael Jordan because he's the younger guy. But no, it's just at some point. I don't want to go over it now, but I think it's worth
maybe next week when the goal.
If they have to win in order for us to talk about this. But they had a little bit of a hiccup. I watched 5 minutes of the game that they had today. And
they smoked them in the end.
Well, that's the thing. They were up 16. And like when I put the game on, then all of a sudden it was like an 8-point game. They had to call a timeout because the run who they played, it was Brazil, right?
Brazil.
Yeah, but Brazil, they went on a run, cut it down to 8. And in my mind, I was just like, just put this game away. And then like I looked over and they were up like 15 again. I was like, all right, cool. Like no need for me to watch this. And then I just saw the final score. They won by like 30. So like they have to win for me to give this comparison. But I think it's worth just because of the errors that you'll see when you compare the Dream Team, the Redeem Team, and this team. We don't have to do it today, but I think it's worth mentioning at some point.
Shout out to our boy Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah,
huge upset today over Canada. The French were huge underdogs. I think they were something like a 10-point underdog, ended up by upsetting Canada.
Canada's good, but like I don't know if they have NBA talent. Obviously, Shea and Jamal, and I know Brooks is there, but like it's a lot of stars, not a lot of superstar talent. You know what I'm saying? Like Shea should be that guy. So like
he's an MVP candidate.
Yeah, but it doesn't surprise me that like they struggle against a team like France. It doesn't surprise me at all that they would, just because of that. Like they need a dog. And
my understanding is that in FIBA ball, it's kind of like college basketball, where having good guards in the tournament really help you.
Mm-hmm.
FIBA ball is a lot about guard play, and France's backcourt is really devoid.
Patty, right?
Yeah, it's all like dudes playing in France. So
no, I'm saying Patty Mills is on that team, right?
Patty Mills plays for Australia. He's on Australia.
He's okay.
Yeah.
I know Patty Mills kills everybody in the Olympics, so maybe that's why I'm just thinking about that.
So yeah, France is a huge upset. They'll play Germany, who is a very, very tough team in the next round. Mm-hmm. I did have a couple more things actually, just really quick, that I forgot to mention the Olympics. I should have wrote this stuff down before. I have a profound interest now in distance running as far as the Olympics. I'm telling you, D, trust me when I say these distance runs. So I watched the 10,000 meter, which is 6.5 miles. Super interesting because basically you have 50 dudes running, and it's a strategic thing. Like not only are you running, if you put the treadmill on max for 30 minutes, well, more or less, like they're sprinting for 30 minutes, but it's all strategy. Like not everyone's giving it their all at any point in the race. You're holding a little bit back, and you just have to strategically be like, I need to stay here. I'm going to move up here. I'm going to slide down here, move. Like it's a very
NASCAR racing.
It's very cool. Yeah, it's a very akin to a NASCAR race with strategy. So it's super interesting. The American won, I think, a bronze medal in that, which was the first time ever that American has medaled in that event. It's always like Kenya and Zimbabwe, like those places. They're really good at distance.
Adam Houghton would be very proud that we made a NASCAR reference.
He would. Shout out Adam
on this show.
Archery. I'm always fascinated by the Olympic archery.
Oh, we almost forgot the big guy, but go ahead.
Well, we'll talk about it in a sec.
Okay.
But I didn't realize how far it was. So basically, the center bullseye is about 4 inches wide. So think about 4 inches. They're shooting at that from 70 yards away.
Damn.
Yeah. It looks close on TV, but when you like Google how far the target is away in archery, it is insane.
70 yards?
70 yards. You're shooting a 4-inch target from 70 yards away. And you got these dudes in the Olympics and ladies going 3 for 3 on bullseyes.
That's crazy.
Insane. Talk about your boy. I know you.
Yeah, I got to, man. Hey. Shouts to Turkey. Look, I understand that there's people that are out there that just they want to. This is their thing, right? They train for years to show up at the Paris Olympics. They got their high definition goggles. They got their ear muffs. They got their ear plugs. They got the lasers on their gun. And pow, bullseye, gold. And then Turkey was like, yo, Frank, we need you. Just come over here. Just shoot for us real quick. This dude pulled up with his reader's glasses, hand in his pocket, and his gun. It was just like, bow, bow, bow. silver. Probably the funniest aspect of the Olympics. The fact that some random dude can just pull out his gun and just get silver medal like it was nothing. I think it was absolutely fucking hilarious.
You got me thinking about the shooting. One last story that I thought was...
You weren't even paying attention to a goddamn thing that I just said.
You talking about my guy, the assassin, who just shows up with no gear and just gets a silver medal. And you know why he got a silver medal? Because it'd be too goddamn obvious if he got a gold. This dude was like, hey man, can you put like a couple of cars in the background? They're like, why? He's like, just depth perception helps me out. Can you like make it seem realistic? You know, like I just walk down the street trying to shoot on a target.
Sorry, do you need earplugs? No, not even a little bit. I can handle with all the noise.
That man's 100% killed people in real life.
Yes. Just look at the way he pulled up. He legit was just like this.
What up?
Like if this were a Clint Eastwood movie, it'd be perfect. Like just give him, Colt shooter and just bow. That's what he was doing. Like it was with ease, with no hesitation, no equipment needed. Just give me my gun and just let me shoot this target.
My man was like a real life Jason Statham character. And pick
probably
any
better. Yeah, I think he'd probably be better than any of them.
Bourne, maybe we got Jason Bourne.
Bourne was up there. I'm telling you, anything that has to do with Clint Eastwood as a movie, like we could call him Django, but like Turkish Django. But he wasn't really a quick draw McGraw. He was just
the only thing that would have been better.
Red Dead Revolver on rookie mode.
You look up his name because
I tried to, but I don't know his name.
The only thing that would have been better for this man without the protective equipment taking them shots to the Olympics.
I'm not going to say this correctly.
If he had he just needed to have like a cig hanging out, casually smoke a cigarette as he just popped in the target. Go ahead,
Yusuf.
Just Yusuf.
Yusuf Dajkic. I'm just gonna say that just because it's my apologies if I said it wrong, big dog, but like you deserve your flowers for just showing up in Paris and getting yourself a gold medal for doing what you do on an everyday basis.
Man, the internet was in love with this man.
Absolutely.
Really cool story from the Olympics that I actually almost forgot. So this athlete, Adriana Reno, she won the first Olympic gold medal for Guatemala of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So she won it in a shooting contest similar to our guy. What's his first name again? Yusuf. So she won a gold in the shooting competition. She only started shooting for a few years. Prior to that, she was an Olympic gymnast, and she had a career-ending spinal injury that she had forced her to stop gymnastics. And she's like, you know what? I'm just going to pick up shooting and try to do that Olympic. Won a fucking gold.
Just imagine being that much. I mean, you could call them athletes, even if it's shooting, but like being that athletic to just pivot to a whole nother fucking sport. Yeah, and be the best in the world at it. That is insane. Like, but also crazy the fact that you I broke my back spinal. Like,
hey man,
you do some shit like that. Simone Biles backed out of the one a couple of years ago because of that. Like she was. I don't remember what the phrase was. Somebody had said it.
Twisties.
The twisties. Yeah, you're up in the air and you forget where the fucking bar is. Like what? Like that is.
This is such ridiculous talk from you. Do you realize when they do the pommel? No, the pommel horse when you do the spin. What's the event where you run and you jump off the pommel horse?
I know what you're talking about, but I've seen people sprinting and then they fucking.
Yes. Boom. You're sprinting full ass speed, launching yourself into the air 10 to 15 feet and spinning like crazy.
Yeah,
that is so difficult and so ridiculous and scary. You could like really hurt yourself if you screw that up.
Nobody is gonna tell me that I have to perform in that event. Not a fucking chance. If there's something going on up there, brother, sit out. Sister, sit out, because like that's worse than football. That's worse than legit anything physical to just fucking sprint. Even when they're doing just the regular gymnastics off of just like the ground, they're fucking springboarding 50 feet in the air. And like you just forgot what move I was supposed to do. You're fucked. You land on your neck, you're dead. Like you can't tell me. For anybody that's like, Simone Biles should have just done it, like as they sit on their couch with their beer in their hand, like shut up, bro. Like the twisties. Just imagine you're fucking spinning you launch and then you just forget where the fucking bar is. Like, what the hell is that? No, thank you. I'm good. I'm out. No, thank you.
Talk about pressure. I think it was week 1 of the Olympics. The men's gymnasts were doing the team event, which basically, they do have a certain amount of athletes do each one of the different events, and you get a score at the end. So basically, they have 4 main gymnasts on the men's team, right? Mm-hmm. And these dudes are like, I'm not gonna lie, like gymnasts, like men's body, like these dudes are absolutely massively jacked. Because you have to do a lot of upper body stuff. So there's these 4 jack dudes, like super good shape, whatever. And there's this one guy named Steve, and he's from Massachusetts. And this poor guy has like glasses on. He's like nerdy looking, wicked skinny, and he's just sitting there. Apparently, he's a specialist. He's a pommel horse specialist, and his event was the very last. And the entire 3-hour broadcast, I shit you not, is the camera people just kept zooming on him and be like, "There's so much pressure on Steve. Looking at him, he tries to stay focused, and he's just sitting there like rocking back and forth, like trying not to shit his pants because all his teammates are just crushing it. He's just like, I can't screw this up.
I can't be the one to screw this up.
He was the last person to go. He did not screw it up though. He crushed it. And they won a medal. But
good for him.
Why would they do it to him?
Terrible.
Why? Terrible. Hey, really quick before we go off and do our Olympics, we got a little carried away. Mm-hmm. If you had the ability to transport yourself to be any Olympic athlete you wanted to be,
volleyball,
compete in any event in the Summer Olympic, could be volleyball.
Volleyball, 100%.
That's a good one. Would you do?
Volleyball is fucking. It's probably one of the funnest sports out there. Organized men's volleyball is one of the funnest sports that I've ever had the privilege of playing.
Fair enough. I mean, that was easy for you to answer because you have that background. Would you want to do the team or the beach 2-on-2?
I've played 2v2 co-ed. Sand sucks, and setting is different too. If for those that aren't familiar with it, when you're playing, 6-on-6, you set above your head. With beach volleyball, you can set up like with your hands. It's crazy. It's just a different depth perception. Also, the way you jump is different because you're in sand. Yeah. I played an AVP tournament down in Newport, Rhode Island, and it was just different. So if I had the choice, I would say 6v6 and just give me front row hitter, whether it's front, middle, or left, doesn't matter. Yeah, if I could go back to my days when I was in high school and college playing, yes, I would 100% pick volleyball.
Speaking of volleyball, you see the one of the men that competed in the beach volleyball for USA was Chase Budinger.
No, Buddy's there. I mean, he had bunnies. He could jump.
Yeah, he made the Olympics, a former NBA player, as the representative for beach volleyball for the men's team.
Yeah, was he Indiana or was he Michigan?
I think he was. I don't know. I know he played for the Rockets for a while, right?
Yeah, I know he's a big guy. I just can't remember where. But good for him, buddy.
Yeah, I think it was pretty funny. And I think he got drafted the same class as LeBron, so it was kind of funny to see them both on the same Olympic boat. I think I would pick sprinting. It'd be cool just to be like the fastest in the world. You know what I mean? That title, fastest man in the world or whatever. I think that's pretty cool.
Arizona. I was way off. He was Arizona.
I knew it was a red color. Hey, by the way, why aren't we better at shooting, America? I feel like that's our thing, guns. Like
yeah, but it's more of a spray and pray type thing, and just like waste the entire clip.
We're volume.
Yeah, it's volume. Yes, it's definitely not a. This is so wrong that we're talking about this, but yes, America's not a precision sniper or a precision shooter. They're more of just volume, unfortunately.
So we're like the Dylan Brooks of
wow.
Shooting.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
We've got Steph Curry over there.
Let's segue into our average Joe Olympics. I didn't put a title for it. Maybe I'll put a title up when we're talking. So the idea is we watch the Olympics. There are a bunch of amazing athletes, and I'm sure you at home listening or watching live, you do some shit in your regular life and you're just like, you give the Tiger Woods fist pump. Like it's something random that you're just by yourself and you just feel like hell yeah, I could compete doing this for real life. I had a couple of average Joe Olympic activities that we could compete in and find our regular old Olympic watcher from the couch person and we can compete, make our own Olympics. Do you want me to kick us off or do you want to kick us off? Why don't you kick us off so I can get the average Joe Olympics banner
Cool. So I got one. It was my first thought just because it's something that we do weekly. Everybody usually does weekly. Some people might even do it more than once, but it would be a competition. It would involve speed. It would involve
Wait a minute.
strength. Oh, what's up?
We might have a match here. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. It involves speed. It involves strength. It involves precision and the route that you take back. And it would be the grocery bag carry competition.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Yep. So let moms or pops go shopping, right? Fill up the back of the truck. Maybe you have like a specific amount that everybody has to carry, like 20 Walmart bags or something like that. And it's like supermarket sweep. How fucking fast can you do it, right? Because some people will do the 13 on one arm, 7 on another, but you got to have an arm to open the door, and then you got to be able to run to where the counters are and put the bags on the counter. So like it's not just about like let me just grab all 20, because if you do that, you're gonna be fumbling with the door, right? So there's some strategy involved with that. But yeah, I think that'd be a good one.
Yours is based on time. So like everyone, is it a team event or is it an individual event?
I feel like you could do relay, but if you do relay, you'd have to get other family members involved, and we all know there's the people that are the one-uppers, like one-time trip, right? Everybody knows that's all you have to do.
Tripper.
You have to. But if you involve the family, especially if you got little ones, they want to carry, the what's it called? The goldfish box, right? Or they want to carry the Honey Nut Cheerios box. That's good.
What work for me now, kid.
That might take a little bit too long for them to do, but I feel like that would be a good competition. Just
I love
because
that.
it's one of those like you're like shit, man. I don't want to keep making these trips in this 97-degree heat. Like, just grab all the bags and fucking carry them in.
Oh, that's a good call. Shouts to you, man. That was a great call. Can I one up yours? Because I didn't have that.
No, you're good.
So you have like a track version where like you're sprinting to get the bags. I want to suggest we can also have a powerlifting version where we can put as much shit in these bags as you want, and it's like who can do the trip with the most weight, and you get deductions. Like, so if you miscalculate and your bag drops or rips, you get deducted. Like, you lose points and shit like that.
That's part of it too. You can't have, like, in the one that I was just talking about, you can't drop shit, right?
Oh.
If you grab the bag that's got the 2 pasta sauces in it, you better hope that you got something else underneath it, because as soon as you take that step up to the door, momentum, right? And that's
good call.
Yeah.
See, hats off to you, because I do. that's an event everyone can compete, and we can all get behind. I got something similar, actually. Grocery.
Okay, I'm here.
I don't get to practice this event when I'm with my family, because I'm gonna say it's a little quiet. My wife's the one that slows us down in the grocery store. I'm efficient D. I'm like boom, 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 boom. I'm in and out, man. In and out.
Give me the list. As long as I know what aisle they're in, we're good.
I'm like sprinting around people. Like, I don't have time for you, old lady looking at the label. Like, get the fuck out of my way. I want to have a speed shopping where each competitor has the same list of grocery items, and it's how fast can you get that carriage full, check out, and get out of the store, in and out. A speed competition.
I like that, because I kind of hinted at it when I was just talking about mine. Supermarket sweep. It's probably it's like my favorite. If there were a show that you could ever be on, I would want to be on Supermarket Sweep, because of what you're just saying. Like, just fucking sprinting down the aisles and grabbing the turkey, or grabbing the chicken wings, because they're $20 a bag now. Like, just grabbing as much shit as you can, as fast as you can, bring it to the self-checkout, and beep, 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 beep. Throw that sucker in there and just fucking sprint to your truck. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
The best, you gotta get the pricing gun and just be like at the end, boop, 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 just tag it up, Dylan Brooks style, American shooting style.
There you go. I like it. Canadian.
Since I had more, I'll go with another one. I think we talked about a couple of these last week. I want we talked about archery and precision with distance. I want the shopping cart push, where you have the shopping carousel, you have a target in the middle. We're going like 20 yards away, lining up that shopping cart and just trying to get it dead center. Wherever it hits, you get point values for that.
Now, are you including because these are harder ones, the cars, the kid cars, or are we just doing the one-seater, with the one child normal cart? Because then you got to worry about like wholesale clubs that have the 2-seaters, and they carry more weight. So like,
like in swimming, like there's multiple ways to swim.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the butterfly, the breaststroke. We can do different variations. So there's going to be different competitions for each different type of cart.
Okay.
So we can have the one cart, or we can have the two cart. We can have the if you go to Costco, sometimes they have the flat cart. You know what I'm talking about? The Home Depot style. We can have different events for the different cart styles, but it's all about accuracy, hitting that target on the shopping carousel.
I like it because that's a precision sport. Like you have, if you miss, and what you should probably do too, to like add like I would say some more intensity behind like how perfect you have to be, is you could put like a Mercedes Benz on the left, and then like a Rolls Royce on the right. Yeah. And like not even just points, but like it'll fuck up your insurance. So like you gotta like, you're like, crap, like
I got it.
I got precision this bitch, because if I hit the back of this S class, well, my insurance is gonna go up $200. So like it's not just spray and pray type shit. It's all right,
you could have some muscled out dude next to his car on the side of it, and like, if you don't hit that target, not only do you not win the Average Joe Olympics, but we get to watch you get your ass beat on live TV.
I'd prefer that than Karen, because you're gonna be nagged to death if you scrape her car. Not even scrape. Let's just say you actually get a bullseye with the target with the cart, and it just makes too much noise and it scares somebody in the bins. Man, if Karen's there, we're screwed. So yeah, I think you add those elements to this sport, Average Joe sport, and I think it'd be good.
So I feel like we're building out an Olympics event right now. What was your other one? I got a couple.
So I got one, and I think this might be yours, but I only have 3 total, so I'm going to take one of yours just because cool. I think you're talking about it. But it's going to be about, everybody wants to run the fastest 40, right? But like you got to make sure that you stop the stopwatch at the right time to get somebody's 40. So I'm going with, you got to be driving a bigger car, right? I'm a Sierra 1500 guy, so it's about $80-$85 to fill that some bitch up, right? Jeez. But I'm going with, when you're filling the gas, we want that shit to stop right at 85. So if I know I got 22.5 gallons, as soon as I get to 85, pop, let that shit go, and let's see who can get the closest to 85.
I love it. The precision of stopping, filling up the gas on the dollar.
Yep.
Now, in our Average Joe Olympics, obviously a perfect score is 85 or whatever. We're going to pick an arbitrary number, $10 worth of gas.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Price is Right rules? So like is it Price Right? If you go over, you automatically lose? Like you're disqualified?
Out of there. Yeah, out of there. Yeah, because you gotta, it's about precision, and it's if you have $10 and you spend $9.97, well, at least you get some change back. But if you have $10 and you spend $10.05, well, you're screwed. Your ass need to go to the bank, or you need to go wash some dishes to make up for them 5 cents. So yeah, it's about, we'll say Price is Right rules.
Some strategy. Like you don't always want to go for the 85. Sometimes you might want to do 84.90 just to get a score on the board. 84.96.
You see somebody that if the first 2 people go and you're trying to stop it right at $10 and they got $9.96, $9.94, $9.93, you're like, all right, cool. I don't need to get $9.99. Let me just get closer to $9.97, and pow, you're good.
Very similar to pole vaulting. Where the idea is you actually jump until you fail, and you get 3 fails. So you could progressively increase the bar as you go, but you can see what your competitors are doing. Same thing with your gas tank filling event in Average Joe Olympics. We got to scope out the competition a little bit.
Yes, sir. I like it.
That was a good one. I have 2 more.
Okay.
I have 3 more.
3. Okay. I got 1. So
okay. I had the trash can or recycling bin garbage toss. You got beer cans, and across the room, you got to shoot them in. It's a little precision. Maybe we have different size cans for more points. You obviously have to yell Kobe as you take the shot, as tradition. Kobe. I do that all the time with my socks at night. Get in bed, take off the socks. Laundry bins outside the room. You just yell Kobe and chuck it across the room. Half the time it ends up behind the bureau and I never see him again. But you know what? You got to do it.
So we have a I don't shoot. It's slam dunks all the time, just because as I hate when shit falls. So like if I miss, it pisses me off. Yeah. So like we have a laundry basket that has a lid. So yes, it would. If I did shoot, at least I'd have a backboard. But no, I would stay clear of this competition because if I missed, like, this is how much I hate shit falling.
Wait,
Like,
D,
go ahead.
can you stop? Because I have something perfect for you.
Sure.
My next event is for you. You are going to be
Mhm.
fucking gold medalist in this event.
Sure.
My next event, and this is something that I at home fist pump every time when it happens. You ever cooking something? You know, you're at the kitchen table or the kitchen counter cooking, and something's going to fall and it's falling, and you're catch it last second. I have an event. It's called Olympic. I had a condiment catch. Basically, the idea is there's going to be like a conveyor belt with several items on it, and you have to stand there. It's like, oh, there goes your ketchup. Woof, woof, woof. You have to catch all the things. You can't let it touch the ground.
I don't mind that one because she'll confirm too if she's listening, and probably should tell me shut the fuck up. But she knows how much of an athlete I am because I let her know that I'm an athlete every time something drops and I catch it. So like if I'm taking a plate out, not a plate because it'll probably break. But let's say I'm taking out a plastic bowl and like by accident I knock over the salt shaker, but I catch the salt shaker. I'm like, it's because I'm an athlete. And she'll get mad. But like, yes, that's 100% part of that competition. So yes, I would enjoy that one. I was going along the road of how much I hated shit falling because like so with the socks that you were talking about, missing pisses me off. And I don't know why. Because like I miss a jump shot, whatever. I'll get better at it. But like, you ever go to throw something in like the trash bin that's next to the toilet?
Okay.
The aggravation and the pissed offness that goes through my body when I like blow my nose and then go to throw that some bitch in the little ass, trash bin next to your toilet and it goes behind it. It like sends me through the fucking roof when I'm just like, now I gotta bend over, move this fucking bin, grab the tissue, throw it in there, push it in there, and I gotta go wash my hands after. And it's just like, and I'm just like, how have I been doing this for 37 years?
Still miss?
And I still miss. Yeah, like it's so fucking frustrating. I think that miss, which is why I couldn't do the one you were talking about because I would be throwing something into a laundry basket. That miss like infuriates it. It like sends shit like through my body that I want to like break the drywall around to be like, I'm never gonna fucking miss the shot again.
But D, here's a crucial part. Are you yelling Kobe when you take these shots?
No, because it should be simple. It should be just a fucking lay. It's just all right, cool layup. And then it just fucking goes behind the bin. I'm just like, it shouldn't be.
This is the bunnies. Oh man. All right. Let's see. Cut your condiments.
I got one last one.
I got one last one too. What's your last one?
So I don't know. This one is tough because I think it'd be great to have because of the moms and dads of the world out there. But I don't know how you could televise it. But it's more of thinking about Formula One racing, right? Or just NASCAR, where you have a pit crew, and as soon as that car comes in, you gotta zit, tires off, fuel the gas,
getting kid ready and dressed.
What's that?
Getting kid ready and dressed like that?
No, one up you on that one. Fucking changing diapers.
Ooh,
I think the competition of just shitty diaper, right? And it's all right, the fastest person to clean and judges wise, right? So you gotta
clean.
You gotta fucking put the baby on the changing table, take that some bitch out, wipe. Obviously, if you got a girl, it's different than with a boy. Wrap that, throw it in the fucking container, put the new one on, and zip, done. Like, I think that would be a competition. Yeah, like, and you like, man, boom, let's hit a timer too. Perfect.
Yeah, I like that.
So, like, I think that one would be a great average show because there are times where you're just like I'm watching a show and the poopy, and you're like, fuck, like I don't want to miss the show, but like you got to do it quick, but you can't do it too quick because then they get rash. So like you got to be like zip, wipe, Kobe, throw, and then put new diaper on, change your clothes, throw them on the couch, and then go back and watch what you were watching. So I feel like that would be for an average Joe Olympic. I think the changing diaper with the slamming of the timer like chess. I think that'd be good.
That's an excellent one. I just have a big smile on my face because I'm imagining you doing the Kobe and then the just shit diaper missing going on.
I don't throw those. I carry them some bitches all the way downstairs because if I miss that, I'd lose it.
You carry them down. You gotta get that. You never had the diaper pail, the big.
We do, and I think because we've had it for the past 5 years, I'm just over it. Like,
Yeah.
it went from Peyton to Harlow. So, like, look, man, this shitty ass diaper, I'm just carrying it downstairs and bring it outside. Because then, like, after like a week, you open it. Nah, man, it's awful. Yes.
All right, my last Average Joe Olympics event. It wasn't as fun as the other ones, but I think it's a pretty good one. Not everyone can do the skill. I want speed parallel parking, where like you pull up, and I want it to be done in a live course. So like in the middle of like Boston or New York, people are honking.
One ways too.
Yeah, and the idea is like you have to, the distance is set. It's a certain amount of distance between the cars. You have to get in that motherfucking parking spot as fast as you can. Or I have two ones. So number one, it's just speed. How can you get in there? You don't. If you touch a bumper, you get point deductions or you're disqualified. Another one, it's like musical chairs, where like you have a bunch of cars, you just have them lined up. It's like go, and you go down the street, and there's like 7 cars and 6 parallel parking spots, and it's like you disqualify someone every time, and eventually you're down to 1 and the champion. Okay. So speed parallel parking is my other Average Joe Olympics event.
So we have the area. Boston, I think, would be perfect for that. Boston or New York, because there's really no place to really park in New York.
Number one, busy, and number two, I want the people in the area to be complete dickheads. Like
Boston.
So Boston, yeah.
But the bigger caveat to this is, what type of vehicle are we parking? Are we doing like a 2-door sedan? Are we doing a truck? Because a truck in the city
is fucking difficult.
Yeah, I mean, you can use your mirrors a lot better. I can parallel park like a motherfucker with my truck over like a Civic, but like you got to worry about the space if you got a Sierra versus you got an Altima out there. So like, in some of these cars, they automatically park. So like, there's no automatic buttons, right? This is because it's speed. You got to do it yourself.
We'll have different weight classes, like boxing, different weight classes. We'll have different weight classes for our Olympic parallel parking, sedan, truck, or whatever. Gotta say, parallel parking over time has become so much easier with the backup cam. That thing has made life amazing.
So shouts to, as much as I hated the job, and this is, I don't care if anybody was listening that I used to work there, but like when I used to work at Hertz, I used to have to back in every single car because you have to show the front of the rental car for when people are walking to the door. Can't look at the back. Apparently there's something stupid about that. But because of that, my parallel parking and backing up skills have been like phenomenal for the past 20 years because legit just doing that. Not 20, 15 years because of just doing that for 3 years, backing up cars. So like, that's what I'm saying. Even with my truck, tight space in Boston, we're trying to parallel. I got this. Let me go ahead and pull this one in here real quick, and we ain't got no problems with that.
So you're winning the golds in our parallel parking event, probably.
Oh, 100%. Yes, didn't matter what vehicle it is, but if you give me a big ass truck, I would definitely outperform everybody with that.
I think we have a good solid 9 or 10 Olympic events to start our Average Joe Olympics. I'm saying we'll start it in 2025. Where are you at now? We'll do it in Raleigh. Raleigh 2025. Our Average Joe Olympics will start.
I like it.
Come one, come all, and watch D try to catch condiments fall. Good show. Complete nonsense. No NFL stuff. We'll get to that next time. Yeah. We'll come back next week and just talk all football. How's that sound?
That works for me.
All right. Let's get out of here.
The show is coming to an end. But first, it's time to get to anything we've missed. It's closing time. 1 segment, 2 takes. Now go.
Closing takes. Time to play a little ISO ball. D, 1 take. Trudeau, 1 take. I'm taking the ball first. I'm going to go to the diamond. A little baseball to throw at you. D, I love heartwarming stories. But even more than that, I love misery and miserable stories. The Chicago White Sox are currently on a 21-game losing streak.
Awful from what I heard this morning.
20. I can't imagine 21 showing up to work. Imagine you, D, getting up in the morning, brushing your teeth, eating breakfast, showing up to work and just eating a big fat L for 21 straight days.
So somebody said that on First Take I think it was this morning or yesterday, like the exact same thing. Essentially the lines of like, these guys are professional athletes traveling to different cities because it's not 20 straight home games, just to go out there and fail 24 straight times. Like it's
awful.
Miserable.
So They are, again, 21 game losing
21.
streak.
Sorry, I said
21. The Chicago White Sox. They're playing tonight against the A's, so maybe they break it. I feel like it's the show jinx. We're going to say on the show on Tuesday they're going to win tonight, and it's going to be all for nothing. But right now they're 27-88 as their record. Winning percentage is 23.5%, so 23.5%. Right now, D, they are tied winning percentage wise for the worst record of all time. Since like the modern era, which starts in 1909. So
and this is worse than the A's.
Yeah, the A's last year turned it around at the end and actually did not finish with like a worst record of all time. They had a good second half. This team's trending downwards, and we're almost, we're beginning of August. There's only August and September left, so it's only getting worse as the season goes on.
That's miserable.
Yeah, so right now they're pacing to be the worst team of all time, which is awful. I do and I don't feel bad for Chicago sports fans. You have
I want it to happen.
I want it to happen too.
Why not? It doesn't hurt me. All right. I don't watch baseball. So like it'd be a great talking point to be like, yeah, we were alive for the witnessing of the worst baseball team in the history of baseball was, 2024, 2023 season. It was cool. The Chicago White Sox.
Well, they got the White Sox to look forward to. The Bulls are a good team, right?
No, they're not. No. They keep saying and sending me videos that Lonzo Ball is coming back because he can dunk.
He's not coming back.
He's not, unfortunately. I wish he was. That brother was good when he was on the court.
The Bulls are rebuilding. They're bad. The Blackhawks are terrible in Chicago. I mean,
sports are down. They got Caleb.
They got Caleb Williams. Dude, they're starving for some love. As soon as he starts having a rough patch, they're gonna just implode on themselves. As far as like a fan base, and just think the world is ending.
Very true. Very true.
That was my closing take, just to bring some misery. What you got for me?
So I'm gonna bring it back to the gridiron. I don't want to go too far away from next week. I know that we're gonna talk about some football, but I think it would be kind of a moot point to bring up the Hall of Fame class from these guys that just graduated. Big shouts to the 2024 Hall of Fame class headed by, and this is actually a really cool stat, not even stat, but just notification for it. No quarterbacks. So like, I think the strength of this class for the names that I'm about to rip off, not being quarterback related, just shows how good these individuals were. First, obviously, Randy Gradishaw and Steve McMichael, a couple people that unfortunately I wasn't alive to actually watch play, but let me at least give them their respects. But first off, linebacker out of San Francisco, Patrick Willis, one of the best linebackers of all time that we got the privilege of watching. Him and Navarro Bowman playing in the 49ers backfield was incredible on how they played. And he was an SEC guy playing at Ole Miss. So, like, I got to watch him dominate LSU and then dominate in the NFL. It was really good.
Who was the running back they had when Patrick Willis was there?
Frank Gore?
Steven Jackson? Was Steven Jackson there? Or I'm thinking of Frank Gore?
It was Frank Gore. Steven Jackson never played for the 49ers.
Okay, you're right. Frank Gore.
Next up, defensive end, incredible. He played his ass off in the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, they came up short. Was Julius Peppers, one of the better defensive ends of all time. He holds the record for most sacks as a rookie. I think he had 12 and a half sacks when he was, his first year. Ended his career being, I think, fourth all time in sacks. So like, incredible. Obviously, keeping along the D line, Dwight Freeney. We know how nasty his spin move was when he was in Indianapolis. Like, people used to get the club or the bull rush. He was the first guy to pull, not first, but one of the first innovators of the spin move on the line. And the offensive linemen had no idea how to cover that. Like, left tackles were like, shit, like, he's spinning and I can't block him because he was like, he's a smaller, buff dude. He wasn't a tall defensive end. Exactly. He was very fast. People loved using him in Madden because he was just nasty.
He had such an advantage playing with Peyton Manning in that offense where half of the game he could just tee up and pass rush.
Because they were down. The other team was down. So like it was easy for him to obviously dominate. One of my favorite players of all time, I wear number 5 solely, not just based off of him, but what he used to do at the University of Miami, wide receiver Andre Johnson. I think this was one of the best choices because he's like a Tim Duncan without the rings. He just showed up and he did his job. And like, he dominated every year with every bum-ass quarterback that he had in Houston, and he just went out there and balled. So it's great to see that somebody that, unfortunately, he didn't have the playoff success. It's really hard to have playoff success as a wide receiver. You have to have a quarterback. Just look at Larry Fitzgerald. He had the best postseason of all time, and still came up short, right? So it's like for him to be able to dominate in at the time, an expansion style team, right? The Houston Texans were brand new and people knew he was getting the ball and he still had a fucking Hall of Fame career. So big shouts to Andre Johnson, obviously.
I'm happy he got in the Hall of Fame because obviously you said he didn't get any rings. Great player, just gets the honor. And then he also beat the hell out of a cornerback. Was it Cortland
Finnegan? Yes, one of the best fights of all time. Because normally you see people that have their helmets on and they're pushing and shoving. These motherfuckers took their helmets off. It's like, let's go blow for blow. Like Andre Johnson's like, I'm sick of your shit. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, and he did. Ripped his helmet off and gave him like 3 clean uppercuts. It was a good fight. But last and most certainly not least, my favorite pick for the 2024 Hall of Fame, Mr. Devin Hester. The fact that we finally got a dominant special teamer in the Hall of Fame, the best returner in the history of the game. Not only is it well deserved, but his bust looked fucking phenomenal. Like just having the dreads, it looked one of the best one of the best presentations of a Hall of Famer when it comes to what they actually look like. And we know how nasty he was with punt returns. We know how nasty he was with kick returns. It didn't stop from when he was at Miami and he went to Chicago, obviously. His last one when he was in Atlanta and he broke Dion's record, or even the most memorable one when he brought back the opening kickoff in against Indianapolis in the Super Bowl. We all thought, as we were talking about Chicago sports, we all thought Chicago had the chance to win that game because of Devin Hester. Literally was just because of special teams. And the motherfucker was up there for MVP votes, just being a kick and punt returner.
I feel bad for Devin Hester in the fact that I know that he was a defensive back originally. Then they moved him to wide receiver to try to get him the ball more. If he had only played in this era of football, with like a Mike McDaniel or with a Kyle Shanahan as an offensive coordinator, he would thrive. They would find ways to get him the ball in space. Back in the day, they weren't as creative offensively. If he played today, he would be so much more dynamic than he was when he played in his time.
I say that about Reggie Bush.
That's fair. Yeah, he's been awesome.
As much as I know everybody, you're a teamer for him. Yes, I am a Reggie Bush fanboy, but I think with the way that the game is right now, Reggie Bush would have been one of the best running backs. He would have been Christian McCaffrey with more speed. 100% would have been Christian McCaffrey with more speed.
The last thing I was thinking about is you mentioned Devin Hester as the greatest punt returner, kick returner of all time, which I'm not going to dispute that. I think he probably is. Who else is up there as like the greatest? I think of
Josh Cribbs.
Yeah, I was going to say Dante Hall. Dante Hall.
Yep. Unfortunately, RIP. Terrible passing. Jacoby Jones.
I was going to say Darren Sproles too comes to mind as like one of the great. I mean, he's not the same level, but he's one of, when I think of great kick punt returners, Darren Sproles as well on the list. Anyone else that we're missing? Does Deshaun Jackson make the list? He
was a kick and punt returner in college. When he was at Cal. When he was at Cal, he was more of a returner. When he was in the NFL, he got the one against the Giants, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think that's really only his one of the only few that he had. I don't think he was really a specialist because once he became a threat at wide receiver, they took him off.
Yeah. Anyone else comes to mind besides those guys you threw out there?
I think those are the top 5 that I could think of, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. It's kind of a dying art, but it might be renewed. I didn't watch the Hall of Fame game.
We can do the new rules next week. Yeah, the new rules next week for sure. But yeah, I think you're gonna see a little bit more excitement when it comes to kickoffs because of the way that the rules are set up. I loved it. I watched 2 or 3 of them and I was like, kind of different. And then the last one that I watched was like, oh no, this is gonna be fun when it comes to the regular season because you're gonna see people start to draw up some shit.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun.
Well, look at that, D. We talked some football. We got
a way to fit football in here, like the fucking ESPN talk with the Lakers, the Yankees, and the fucking the Cowboys. They're always gonna do it. We're always gonna talk about football.
Hey man, I was proud of us. We did a solid 50 minutes of Olympics, and I had a good ass time talking Olympics.
Yes, sir.
All right, D, get us out of here.
All right, we tired, but we finished it. We appreciate you guys all stopping by, whether you commented or you just were checking in with us. We appreciate it big time. Please make sure that you hit us up on all of our locations or platforms where you can find us. That's Spotify, that's Apple Podcasts. You can find us on YouTube. Facebook is obviously there as well. Rate, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz. Websites at the bottom, frizzandthegrizz.com. No merchandise, but maybe one day we'll have some for y'all. Wear my sweater in the wintertime, but we're not going to get y'all one. Sorry. As we say when we get up out of here, especially in the summertime, please make sure y'all take care of y'all mentals, take care of y'all physicals, take care of y'all chicken, take care of y'all children. Please make sure to be a friend, say something nice, and we'll catch y'all on the rebound.
The Bears are who we thought they were. And that's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.